And finally, new rule, just because you have a stone face doesn't mean you belong on Mount Rushmore. For over 2 years, America has had a crazy person in the White House, and for over 2 years, the Democrats have done fuck all about it because they were waiting for Mueller. We all sat around waiting for Prosecutor Jesus to turn in his big report. And he came back with, ask someone else. We needed Superman, and we got Clark Kent. Trump calls the Mueller report the crazy Mueller report, and in a way he's right, because it's over 400 pages detailing terrible crimes by a corrupt president, yet Mueller does not prosecute. If Dostoevsky had written the report, it would be called Crime and No Punishment. Mueller's report is full of buts. Don Jr. met with the Russians, but Manafort gave internal polling data to a Russian, but Trump obstructed justice every day, but Robert Mueller, he loves big butts and he cannot lie. Preet Bharara was on Real Time the week the Barr summary came out, and I had one burning question. Could a different prosecutor have reached a completely different conclusion? And he said, yeah. That's all I need to know. I get it. Mueller's a Boy Scout, a straight arrow. He played it by the book. But you may have noticed for the past 3 years, we're kind of been off book. And greatness sometimes means not doing everything by the book. Thomas Jefferson made the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, doubling the size of the United States, without any authority to do so. But history called his name, and it said, take the shot, Mav. That's what Spielberg's movie Lincoln is about. Even after the Emancipation Proclamation, black people were not free. That required a constitutional amendment initiated in Congress. And to make that happen, while he had a window to make it happen, Lincoln lied, bribed, freed prisoners, even fast-tracked an entire new state into the Union. None of which Mueller would have had to do. All he had to do is what people in the justice system do every day: use the law to come to justice, not be so restricted by technicalities that the bad guys win. This is why Clint Eastwood never made a movie called Clean Harry. Sometimes it comes down to you. The Attorney General is corrupt. The Congress is dysfunctional. What good is leaving a roadmap for impeachment if you know a tribal, party-before-country Republican Senate will never remove the president? Bob, your trail of breadcrumbs isn't good enough. We're not that smart anymore. America is an aging shortstop. You have to hit it right at us. That was for you, Bob. That was sport.
Nice reference, Bill.
To me, this report is summed up in the words, Donald Trump Jr. declined to be voluntarily interviewed. So make him. Was he too busy? You couldn't work around his tweeting schedule? And you, tough guy, couldn't get the president's taxes? You didn't follow the money? You didn't interview Trump, we're told, because he couldn't possibly testify under oath without perjuring himself? And that's our problem? It's one feckless punt after another. Thank you. Rudy Giuliani said this week, there's nothing wrong with taking information from Russians. That's where we are now. I lay that on Mueller. From now on, you can meet with foreign governments, invite them to hack your opponents, break campaign finance laws, as long as it's by reason of duh. I'm plausibly too dumb to know what I was doing. For a guy who didn't want to break precedent by indicting a president, Mueller sure created a lot of new precedents. Because that's what law is, new precedents. It's always evolving. You can't indict a sitting president. It's not in the Constitution. It's not even a law. It's a guideline, like drinking white wine with fish or not fucking your cousin. It's a fucking memo. In Watergate, the special prosecutor, Jaworski, faced a very similar guideline, but he understood the big picture and his role in history, and he sued a sitting president anyway. Mueller could have done that, and the headline the next day would have been, Mueller breaks with precedent, indicts Trump, and then that would be our new reality. And it would have been a better reality, because now Trump goes into the election as a vindicated martyr, and hell hath no fury like a whiny little bitch scorned. Maybe we should have brought back Ken Starr as prosecutor. At least he knew how to go after a dick in the Oval Office.